Yo, what's going on? Yo, it's Corner Watch. I'm on your corner watching the world turn while trying to earn. This ain't financial advice. This is just my opinion on what I see here with Gnus. You can show this chart to 10 different traders and get 10 different interpretations. It's like there's different styles to this shit, man. Like martial arts, taijutsu, jujitsu, kung fu, aikido, list goes on. For trading, it's like swing traders, volatility traders, day traders, and investors and all that. But if you're looking to be rich overnight, you're none of those things, man. You're just looking for a lottery ticket. And if that's you, might as well just stop watching right now because this ain't for you. But I've been getting a lot of texts and messages about Genius, so I'm just gonna make this video, man. I know why y'all concerned. I know it's frustrating, and patience is key, man. So I'm still long on Genus, and I'm going to explain my position. So I'm showing y'all the weekly chart right now, and I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I come to my conclusions. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I always look for channels. Any stock that you trade, there's always channels. So the way I get that is that when I see something going down, I start with a resistance line, and when I see things going up, I start with a support line. So I'm going to start here, try to catch the extreme tops, the high lows, or the lower highs, actually, in this case. And I see this, it kind of catches these bars nicely. And then I clone it. This is how I get my support. And the support, I just try to catch as many bars as I can, more recent than before. And here I see catches this activity nicely here. And all this ain't got to be perfect, guys. This is just showing you a range, and it's giving you an idea of the direction of the price action. All right, so we see that, and off after this bar, it broke out, and then there was a sell-off, and it came back down. But because it broke out over here, and I look at this trend here, I kind of like to anchor my support line from this bar. Again, different traders have different criteria on how to do this. It all depends on your flavor, man, on what kind of trader you are. So right here, this captures the bottom pretty nicely. I extend it a bit, especially the recent bars, these two bars here, and some of these, and definitely some of these. So now I'm just gonna clone this, and this gives me my resistance. Look, it kind of just did it for me automatically. You see that? It captures all this, all this. All right. Now, so these are hard lines for me because it's the weekly. These are like solid resistance lines, solid support lines. Now, for short-term traders, they use a different time frame. Like it could be the daily or the 4 hour or the hourly. I'm gonna look at the 4 hourly real quick. And this is what I want to get into for the short-term traders. Now, if you're into fundamentals and stuff, you could just fast forward this part and get to the fundamental part. But let me just show y'all something. So I am actually kind of excited and kind of worried at the same time, if that makes sense. So I see the breakout that's happening here. You know, there's two breakouts that we can see here, and then there's a breakout over here. And normally breakouts usually retest the breakout itself. It's supposed to pull back here. Will it be enough to enter the channel? I'll discuss that a little later. So I'm expecting some kind of pullback to this breakout, maybe to the, I guess, the 165 level, which is the top of this bar here, maybe the 165, 166. And what gives me confidence that may happen is the way it closed on these last three bars here, right? And I'll explain that. Let me go make this a little more bigger for you guys to see what I see. So this bar here is what gives me the confidence, and this bar. Let me explain. You see this long wick right here, this long wick? These are buyers. So there's buyers over here. And you see this little red bar here? It's a weak ass bear bar. If I was a bear, this would concern me, because this bar definitely, you could have entered um in the middle over here to scalp and make a quick buck. But this one, I'm not very confident with this. It seems like the Bears are losing traction. It seems like the Bulls are taking over. It looks indicative of a reversal, reversal coming back to this line here. Will it break the line and re-enter the channel? Well, this is the thing about channels. Channels are like big magnets. They really try to draw the price action. So they're magnets until they're not, basically. Now, let me bring your attention to the spikes. It's a little fundamental, I know. TA traders don't really like fundamentals, but the truth is there. It's in the history. It's written. This spike here was the Roblox news. They released news about Roblox and a series that they're going to do with them, and then there was sell off right afterwards. Here, this spike here was the NFT news, and then the sell off was from the Marvel news. They were seriously disappointed in the Marvel news, and I get into that in my old video, so you could look at that if you want. But so then the sell off continued, and it continued here. Now, there's a few things I just want to point out before I let y'all go. Now, this is where I get into fundamentals a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all on the Yahoo Finance. Of course, this does not look good. This doesn't look good. And this overvalued doesn't look good. And I'm not going to tell you here I'm making millions off this. I'm not. But I do want to show you some promising numbers, though. So the market cap is 459. I like this number because once it hits 1 billion, this is when you start seeing institutions getting involved. And if you know anything about price action, the only thing that drives prices up is volume. Volume is what brings prices up. What brings prices down are two things. It's volume, there could be a lot of selling, or the absence of volume, where the weight of the price itself brings it down. So it's easier for prices to go down than it is to go up. But I do like this number here because once it hits 1 billion, you're going to see some institutions getting involved. The other thing I want to point out is beta 1.8. So it's actually beta. Anything greater than 1 is affected by the stock market as a whole. Like if the whole market is doing good, then it's like a 1-for-1. This is a 1.8-for-1, meaning like it's a little more exaggerated. It's more sensitive to the stock, to the market movement. And then here, volume. It has a lot of volume, which is great for liquidity in and out. This is a day trader's dream. When you're trading short term, this is what you want to find: high volume. So in case you're wrong, you're able to get out quickly and you're able to re-enter. And it's what people do. So the question you have to ask yourself is when to exit, right? And this is a subjective answer. Subjective in the sense that it really depends on when you entered, how many shares you have to see if you could do some risk management like I'm doing. And what's your risk tolerance, really? Like how I mean, you can't expect to go in and not expect it to go up and down on the way up. Nothing goes straight up. And if it does, it's going to go straight down. So it has to go up like past 45 degrees. Like we talk about 70, 80, like that trajectory. It's a staircase. Bulls go up in staircases and bears come out like out of a window. It'll just fucking jump out of a window. But the two questions I got to ask about this company is one, are they broke? No, they have zero debt. And the other thing is it facing bankruptcy? Google any news, watch any YouTube video. Nobody can justify bankruptcy in the near term. So Gnus ain't going nowhere. And Gnus may seem stagnant to you right now, but it's not, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it with some common sense. First off, Gnus got 28 employees, so operational costs are definitely not high. Secondly, we have a couple catalysts coming. And if these spikes don't show you how Gnus responds to news, I don't know what does, man. Like I said, Roblox, NFT Marvel, what's coming? Superhero Kindergarten is going to be premiering on Friday. And I got a feeling on Wednesday, you're going to start seeing some hype build up about it. So the combination of that, and if the market does well, and we already see that there's a turn happening here. So it might retest the breakout, but those two catalysts right there, well, they're not real catalysts. The superhero kindergarten is, it can generate enough momentum for the price to re-enter this channel. And sometimes when it re-enters the channel, it can lend a lot of confidence to investors to buy in, and FOMO starts kicking in and it breaks out to the upside. Last thing I want to show y'all, actually, there's last two things I want to show y'all. May 15th is an important day. You should mark it in your calendar. That is Q1 earnings for Gnus. And they recently acquired Chiscom. Their content is ad supported. I believe now they're going to show some revenue. And once they start showing some revenue, this is what investors want to see. How you making money? Then they could start developing a trajectory for the future. And now they get excited. This is going to bring in volume. It's definitely going to bring in volume, especially if they're showing some revenue. So May 15th, that to me is a catalyst as well. And the last thing I want to show y'all is Netflix. What does Netflix have to do with Gnus? Well, it's not apples and oranges like y'all think. They both create content and they both want an audience to subscribe. But I gotta show y'all something, man. Just to give y'all some context about what I mean with patience. Patience is key. Rome was not built in a day, man. It takes time. But I took the liberty of showing you something in the beginning of Netflix, right? All the way to this point, it was stagnant between 127 and 584 actually. So between this price was frustrating a lot of people, man, at this time, especially if you got weak hands. It was 87 bars. And what does that translate to? 7 years, 7.25 years. Now look at Gnus. Now, right here, I could just show you. You don't even got to be a trader to see that it went down, spiked up, but look, it's going up. I know you don't like this red bar here, but you can see this candle at the bottom. There's some buyers here. And like I said, when things break out of a channel, it normally tries to retest. And hopefully, with all the combinations that I just told you, it'll give it enough momentum to re enter the channel, possibly break out of it. But this is what I want to show y'all. Go from this bottom bar here to the end. 81 bars. 7 years also, man. It takes time, guys. It takes time to take off. I'm not saying this is going to be like Netflix and hit $500, but it's going to go up, man. And I don't want you to miss the boat if you're on it. So what I've been doing to just try to soften the blow and stay in, I've been doing covered calls. Look at this covered call. I'm going to show it to y'all. No secrets here, man. Look at this call that I'm looking at for Monday. It's expiring May 7th. I'm selling a $2 call for $8. This is a 4% return. And I'm gonna do that to grow my account. Now, these calls that I sell are not my entire position. I use half my position to sell calls on, and this is how I grow my position without adding any money. Y'all can do this, or you can even go further out if you like to May 14. Whatever floats your boat, man. But this is how I'm staying in the game. My exit is at 132. Why is it 132? I'll show y'all here at the end. Uh, this pivot here. I feel like if it hits this level, I'm gonna enter cash and just start selling puts until it starts. I start getting assigned at 150. All right, man. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like it, subscribe if you haven't. And thanks for watching, man. Take care.